This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter, and welcome you to another sports catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, March the 18th, is a active NHL defenseman. Even though a lot of people were like, "How's this guy still playing?" Well, he's with the New York Islanders of the National Hockey League right now. He's from Slovakia. He played for the Senators, Bruins, and Caps in his career. He's 6'9", the tallest NHL player of all time. 6'9" would be huge for basketball. Not a lot of baseball players have played at 6'9", and football, well, 6'9" is kind of a disadvantage. He's known as Big C. He's the oldest active player in the top 5 North American sports leagues: NHL, NFL, NBA, MLB, and MLS. I think Tom Brady will beat Chara to it because he just unretired. Anyway, Chara was the Bruins captain all 14 years he was with the franchise, winning the Norris Trophy in 2009 and getting 3 Stanley Cup Finals appearances under his belt, winning only 1 cup. All that. This guy is only one of 3 European-born and raised captains to lead his team to the Stanley Cup Championship, alongside Nick Lidstrom and Alex Ovechkin. So that's huge. Here's the funny thing. Chara and Joe Thornton are the last active players in the North American Sports League who played in the 1990s. Chara was drafted in 96, and Joe Thornton was drafted in 97. So Daniel Chara is now the all-time leader in games played by defensemen, being Chris Chelios' seemingly unbreakable record of 1,652. So anyway, his name is Daniel Chara. He's 45 years old today. Chara came from Slovakia and played in the Western Hockey League for the Prince George Cougars. And so he would play 1 year for them, and then was drafted in the 3rd round by the New York Islanders in the 96 entry draft. If we can get a visual on the 96 draft by defensemen. Well, the first 2 picks in 96 were defensemen. Chris Chelios for Ottawa and San Jose Andre Suzin. Rick Jackman of Dallas went to Dallas 5th overall. Jonathan Aiken 8th. Ruslan Slane 9th. Okay, that was a good move. Lance Ward, Dan Fulch, Derek Morris. Yeah, that was a good pick. Matthew Deku, Jeff Brown. Not that Jeff Brown. Peter Wojcik, Jesse Wolin, Corey Sarich. So yeah, a lot of teams made bad decisions, but they're picking a defenseman. So Chara went to the Islanders 3rd round. He would spend 4 years in the Islanders organization. He was a good stay-at-home defender. Well, he's 6'9". I mean, who's going to try to stop him? Well, he had a good slap shot and all that. Chara was not known for his offense with the New York Islanders back when he was with the Islanders in the 90s. But he would be traded to the Ottawa Senators on draft day 2001 in the trade that sent Alexei Yashin to the Islanders' way. Yashin, of course, sat out a year because of troubles with the Senators organization. So the Sens traded him to the Islanders. The Islanders gave him a massive contract, and he didn't work out for them. Of course, in another Milbury botched move, it actually worked out for Ottawa. Chara was a good defenseman for the Sens, and the 2nd overall pick, who the Islanders traded for traded to Ottawa for Yashin, ended up being Jason Spezza. So he did his job. Chara was a reliable defender. Chara exceeded all expectations of him. He would score 10 goals in 2002 and became a 2-way defenseman this time. So Chara knew what he had to do. He was a good defenseman alongside Wade Redden, giving Ottawa a chance in 2003 to get to the Stanley Cup Finals, which they lost in Game 7 on home ice against the Devil Dogs. Chara would put up 16 goals in 2004, getting a chance to try to get the Norris Trophy for Best Defenseman, but he lost to Scott Niedermayer. Chara went to Fredrikstad during the NHL lockout of 2005. And Ottawa had an issue. They potentially could lose both their top defensemen, Chara and Redden. somehow. And finances dictated they could only sign one, so they went with Redden and got rid of Chara. It was a giant mistake. Redden's performance would decline, especially after the Rangers decided to pick him up free agency. And Chara was one of the league's top defensemen. On the first day of free agency on Canada Day 2006, Boston signed into a 5-year, $37.5 million contract. And he was named team's captain right off the bat. Weird. Anyway, Joe Thornton left for San Jose, and there was no captain and all that. He became the third Slovak-born NHL player to be captain under Peter Stastny and Stanley Mikita. So Chara looked very well and all that. Unfortunately, his plus-minus sucked in his first year, minus 21. However, he would be huge for Boston and all that. Chara in the 2009 skills competition broke the record for fastest shot with 105.4 miles per hour, defeating L.I. Frady, who had that record since the 93 All-Star competition. Chara would put up 19 goals, a career best, and looked pretty good for himself, winning the Norris Trophy in 2009. Chara would help the Bruins win the Stanley Cup in 2011. And it was amazing, giving Boston its first cup in nearly 4 decades. And Chara became the first Slovakian to captain a Stanley Cup champion and the first player born in an Iron Curtain country to captain the team the Stanley Cup. Unfortunately, Chara's 2011 season would also be hit with controversy as his famous hit to Max Pacioretty in Montreal would prove. He hit and drove Pacioretty's head directly into an off-ice stanchion at the end of the bench, knocking him unconscious. All that. It was a non-displaced fracture to the fourth vertebrae and a severe concussion. Chara was booted from the game and all of that. And it looked like there would be a review on Chara's hit, but Chara was not given any more punishment and all that. The Montreal Police Service actually made a criminal investigation, but no charges were laid and all that. But Chara still kept going and all that. Chara always did well in the hard shot competition and all that. So he did his job. So Chara did his job. In 2019, in Game 4 of the first round between the Bruins and Leafs, Chara became the oldest defenseman in NHL history to score a game-winning goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals against the Blues, he scored an empty net goal and became the oldest defenseman in NHL history to score a goal in the Stanley Cup Finals. In the finals. And then, he did his job. But after leaving Boston, he was unsigned for a while. And then December 2020, I guess because of COVID, before the 2021 season, because of COVID, he signed a 1-year, $795,000 deal with the Capitals. But then he signed a 1-year deal with the New York Islanders. So that's weird how he went back to the team that drafted him. All that. Chara helped Slovakia win a pair of silver medals at the World Championships. All that. So anyway, Chara was persuaded to play basketball because of his 6'9" height. But he said no. Chara used his 67-inch sticks that are like 5 feet 7 inches in length. NHL regulations say you can't play with a stick longer than 63 inches, but because of Chara's height, he got a waiver from the NHL. Chara married his longtime girlfriend in 2007 and has 3 children, all born in Boston. Zachman and Elise. Chara is a polyglot, which he can speak many languages. He speaks Slovak, obviously, but he can speak Czech, Polish, Swedish, Russian, German, and English. He has a financial planning diploma from Ottawa's Algonquin College. Weird. So yeah, so the Islanders basically didn't think he was good. He got traded to Ottawa for Alexei Yashin, but the trade blew up in the Islanders' face, especially Mike Milbury's face. And then he went from Ottawa to Boston, and then he's been Washington and the Islanders. So before this year, not including this year's stats, he played in 1,608 games, 207 goals, 666 points. Signed at the Devil, but of course he scored a point this year, so he doesn't have the Devil's number anymore. And 2,000 penalty minutes. He scored 70 points in 200 playoff games. So yeah, he was a good NHLer. 6 All-Star games, 03, 07, 08, 09, 11, and 12. First All-Star team, 04, 09, and 14. And 4-time second All-Star team. Hardest shot winner 5 times. Every time he was in the All-Star game, except for 2003, he won the hard shot competition. 2009 defenseman / Norris champion, Stanley Cup champion 2011, and he did what he could. So it was amazing. You know, he has the most Game 7 playoff appearances in NHL history. I thought it was Justin Williams, but I guess not. So that's not good to hear. But it is what it is. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.